What if I told you that what you're watching right now is not just another moment in history, but a moment that was written thousands of years ago? Not guessed, not predicted in vague terms, but described pattern by pattern, condition by condition, with unsettling precision. And what if I told you that April 2026 is not random? It is a checkpoint, a moment where multiple lines of prophecy, culture, power, and human behavior are beginning to intersect in ways that should make anyone stop and pay attention, because something is happening, not in one nation, not in one system, but across the entire world. You can feel it. There's a tension in the air, an instability beneath the surface. Systems that once felt permanent now feel fragile. Truth that once felt solid now feels negotiable. And people, millions of them, are searching for answers, but they're looking everywhere except where truth has always been. We are more connected than any generation in history, and yet more confused, more informed, and yet more deceived, more powerful, and yet more uncertain about the future. That contradiction is not accidental. It is the environment Scripture said would exist before a major turning point in human history. And here's what should stop you in your tracks. None of this is new. The moral confusion you see, the global alignment of power, the rise of systems that can monitor, control, and influence entire populations, the rejection of truth, and the elevation of personal desire, all of it was described long before technology made it possible, long before globalization made it visible, long before we ever imagined a world like this. So the question is not, is something happening? The real question is, are we recognizing it for what it is? Because if Scripture is right, and it has been right before, then what we are seeing is not the beginning of something. It is the continuation of something that has been building for a very long time. And April 2026 may not be the end, but it may be the moment where it becomes impossible to ignore. In this message, we're going to walk through 7 developments, 7 movements already in motion that align directly with what Scripture has warned about. Not speculation, not fear, but observation. Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And once you understand where this is going, you realize this isn't just about the world, it's about you, your choices, your awareness. And whether you are prepared for what comes next, let me say this plainly at the very beginning. History is not random. The world is not spiraling out of control. What we are witnessing is not chaos, it is convergence. It is the steady, undeniable unfolding of a divine timeline written long before any of us took our first breath. April 2026 is not significant because of headlines. It is significant because of alignment. The patterns described in Scripture are not merely ancient warnings, they are present realities. And those with eyes to see can recognize that the world is moving step by step toward a prophetic climax. First, we are witnessing a global acceleration toward moral confusion. What was once clearly defined as right and wrong is now blurred beyond recognition. Truth is no longer objective, it is personalized, reshaped, and rebranded to fit human desire. Scripture warned of a time when people would call evil good and good evil. That is not a distant prophecy, it is a present condition. Societies are not drifting morally, they are being re-engineered. Second, there is a growing hostility toward truth itself. Not just disagreement, but suppression. The message of Scripture is no longer merely ignored, it is resisted, mocked, and in many places actively silenced. This is not accidental. Light exposes darkness, and darkness does not welcome exposure. The tension you see in culture is not political at its core, it is spiritual. Third, the world is moving rapidly toward global unity, but not the kind that honors truth. It is a unity built on compromise, on shared interests, on economic and political convenience. Systems are aligning across nations in ways that were impossible just decades ago. Technology has made it possible. Power structures are becoming centralized. And while this appears efficient, Scripture presents it as a precursor to something far more dangerous, a unified system that ultimately resists divine authority. Fourth, deception is increasing and it is becoming more sophisticated. It no longer comes in obvious forms. It is subtle, persuasive, and often wrapped in language that sounds compassionate and enlightened. But deception does not need to be loud to be effective. It only needs to be believable. And people are not just being misled, they are choosing what aligns with their desires over what aligns with truth. Fifth, there is a growing instability across the world, economically, politically, and socially. Nations are uncertain, alliances are shifting, crises are no longer isolated, they are interconnected. What happens in one part of the world ripples across the entire globe. This interconnected fragility creates an environment where people begin to look for a singular solution, a central authority, someone who can stabilize what feels uncontrollable. Sixth, we are seeing an increased focus on identity, who we are, what defines us, what gives us purpose. And yet, in the midst of all this searching, the answers being offered are increasingly detached from the truth of human design. When identity is separated from its creator, confusion is inevitable. And confusion leads to instability, not just individually, but collectively. Seventh, and perhaps most importantly, there is a growing indifference toward eternity. People are consumed with the present, comfort, success, influence, but give little thought to what comes after. Scripture consistently calls attention to the eternal, yet modern culture has trained people to focus only on the immediate. This is not just distraction, it is spiritual blindness. Now understand this, none of these developments are isolated, they are interconnected. They are layers of a larger picture. And that picture is not new, it was outlined in Scripture with clarity and precision. April 2026 is not about a single event, it is about recognition. It is about realizing that the conditions described long ago are no longer forming, they are here. The foundation has been laid, the structure is rising. But this is not a message of fear, it is a message of clarity. Because while the world moves toward uncertainty, Scripture remains certain. While systems shift, truth stands firm. And while deception grows louder, the truth has not weakened, it has simply been ignored. The question is not whether these things are happening. The question is whether we are willing to see them for what they are. History is moving exactly where it was always going. And the only real question left is this: are you prepared for where it leads? There is a visible and undeniable shift taking place across the world, a movement that is not confined to one nation, one ideology, or one crisis, but is instead drawing everything together into a single, interconnected system. What once existed as separate structures, economic, political, technological, and even cultural, are now merging in ways that previous generations could not have imagined. The speed of this convergence is remarkable, driven largely by advancements in technology that have erased boundaries and redefined control. Information travels instantly, financial systems operate globally, and decisions made in one part of the world now carry immediate consequences everywhere else. This kind of unity may appear beneficial on the surface. It promises efficiency, stability, and cooperation. It offers solutions to global problems that no single nation could solve alone. But beneath that surface lies a deeper reality. This is not merely about cooperation, it is about consolidation. Power is no longer dispersed in the way it once was. It is becoming centralized, structured in such a way that influence is concentrated into fewer hands, fewer systems, and fewer controlling mechanisms. Scripture anticipated a time when such a system would emerge, not gradually over centuries, but rapidly, almost suddenly, as conditions align. What we are witnessing now fits that pattern with striking clarity. Economic systems are increasingly dependent on digital frameworks. Physical currency is being replaced with traceable, controllable alternatives. This is not just innovation, it is transformation. It creates an environment where participation in the system can be monitored, regulated, and ultimately controlled. At the same time, political alliances are shifting. Nations that were once divided are finding common ground, not necessarily through shared values, but through shared interests. Global organizations are gaining influence, shaping policies that extend beyond national sovereignty. Authority is being redefined, moving away from local governance toward broader, more encompassing structures. This is presented as necessary for global stability, yet it also reduces independence and increases reliance on centralized authority. Culturally, there is also a push toward uniformity. Differences are being minimized in favor of a collective identity that prioritizes inclusion over conviction. While unity itself is not inherently wrong, unity that requires the abandonment of truth becomes dangerous. It creates a system where disagreement is not just discouraged, but increasingly unacceptable. This pressure to conform is subtle but powerful, influencing thought, speech, and behavior on a global scale. All of these elements, economic control, political alignment, technological advancement, and cultural uniformity, are not developing independently. They are converging, forming a structure that reflects what Scripture described long ago. This is not speculation, it is observation. The pieces are not scattered, they are coming together with precision. And what makes this moment particularly significant is not just the presence of these developments, but their timing. The acceleration suggests that the groundwork has already been laid. And what remains is not the creation of the system, but its full activation. The world is not moving toward convergence, it is already within it, watching as the final connections are established and the framework becomes fully operational. There is a profound transformation unfolding within the moral fabric of society. One that is not merely a shift in behavior, but a redefinition of truth itself. What was once universally recognized as right and wrong is now treated as subjective, flexible, and entirely dependent on personal perspective. Standards that stood firm for generations are being dismantled, not through careful reasoning, but through persistent cultural pressure that elevates human desire above objective truth. This is not an evolution of understanding, it is a departure from it. At the center of this transformation is a growing rejection of any authority outside the self. Truth is no longer something to be discovered, it is something to be created. Individuals are encouraged to define their own reality, to determine their own identity, and to establish their own moral boundaries. While this may appear liberating, it ultimately leads to confusion. Because when truth becomes personal, it loses its consistency. What is right for one becomes wrong for another, and the result is not freedom, but fragmentation. Scripture warned of a time when people would abandon sound judgment and instead pursue what aligns with their own desires. That condition is no longer approaching, it is already present. The pursuit of personal fulfillment has replaced the pursuit of truth. Feelings have been elevated above facts, and conviction has been replaced with preference. In such an environment, correction is seen as hostility, and truth is often perceived as offense. This shift is not happening quietly. It is being reinforced through powerful cultural institutions that shape thought and influence perception. Education systems, media platforms, and entertainment industries all contribute to a narrative that normalizes moral ambiguity. Repetition plays a critical role. When ideas are presented consistently and without opposition, they begin to feel true regardless of their foundation. Over time, what was once questioned becomes accepted, and what was once accepted becomes questioned. At the same time, there is an increasing resistance toward any message that challenges this new moral framework. Truth is not simply ignored, it is actively opposed. Those who hold to objective standards are often marginalized, labeled as intolerant, or dismissed as outdated. This creates an environment where speaking truth carries a cost and silence becomes the easier option. The pressure to conform does not always come through force, but through influence, through the desire to be accepted, and through the fear of being excluded. Deception thrives in this kind of environment because it does not need to present itself as false. It only needs to appear reasonable. It often borrows language that sounds virtuous, words like love, acceptance, and progress, but redefines them in ways that remove their original meaning. This makes it difficult to recognize because it feels familiar while leading in a different direction. What makes this moment particularly significant is the speed at which these changes are taking place. Moral boundaries that took centuries to establish are being erased within a single generation. The pace of change leaves little time for reflection, and as a result, many accept these shifts without fully understanding their implications. The result is a culture that is increasingly disconnected from truth, yet increasingly confident in its own perspective.